we're going to import images. This is the process to import images. Generally, if you put your SD card in, it'll pop up. Sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't, you have 3, maybe more ways to import them. One is to click this button here, import. Another one, and you can't see this menu up here, it's file and import photos. You can see other import from another catalog. Here's import photos. You also have a shortcut key right there. Windows, you're going to have your shortcut key right there, so you can use a shortcut key. So there's 3 immediate ways to open your photos if it doesn't automatically open. Okay, for this situation, I'll just hit this import right here. It'll bring up the dialog box. Then I'm going to go, normally if you put your SD card in here, it's going to show up as an option. For my class situation, I am just going to show you, I've created a fictitious SD card in my hard drive. And sorry, I'm going to have to scroll all the way down here and find everything for the class. Here we go. Make believe this is the card that we're going to import. All right. All right, hold on here. Goodness gracious. All right. So this is the SD card, and we practiced importing. So when you put in your card and you click on the SD card, I'm trying to mimic something that you would normally do is you put in your memory card and it would come up with this. Okay, we have 3 options. We have the copy, move, and add. Okay, copy as a DNG is also a 4th option. I'm not going to get into raw and copying as a DNG. Okay, so here's the explanation of these 3. Copy is basically you're gonna most of the times you're gonna use put in an SD card or a memory card. You're gonna want to copy the files we're going from left to right. Okay, generally this would say your SD card, right? We're gonna copy because we're gonna copy files into your final destination. Move is if you want to move it from one section of a hard drive to another, or from one area to another, one location to another. Okay. Now, why don't we move files from your SD card to your final destination? You can, but then it's going to clear off the card. And what if something happens in the process, like your computer runs out? You don't want to have corrupted files in the transfer, so we use copy most of the time. Okay, add, for those of you who have did the homework last night and put all your photos in one location, and you organized them already, and I'm just going to show you a Finder window for those of you who already have a structure like this, that have a folder with all of the years and all your pictures underneath, things like that. Then all you have to do is click add, and it'll find all of those. And again, you can uncheck any of those that you don't want. Okay, anything you don't want, you can uncheck. You can uncheck all, and then only select the ones you want to import, or have them check all, whatever you want to do. For this situation, I'm just going to click all. Okay, so actually I'm going to copy all of these. So we're going from left to right, down the bottom. Okay, so new photos, copy. Okay, going to go to the right. This is the destination that you want to put it. So this is where we're going to copy images from the SD card to your folder structure, whatever you have named. And it's going to be different for everybody, right? Because you're going to have your destination. But before I get down here on the destination, I'm going to come up and talk about each one of these. Okay, standard preview. This is what I would generally do. If you're in a rush, it's okay. Go ahead and do minimal. Okay, it's just going to be a split second for you to build that preview when you want to look at it. Generally, I hit standard and then walk away. Okay, I always click the Smart Preview button because this button is powerful. It allows you to not have your external hard drive plugged in if your images are there, and if your catalog's on your main computer hard drive. It will allow you to make edits, and then as soon as you plug in your external hard drive where all your source data, your source images are, it'll update all the edits. Pretty amazing. I mentor a wedding photographer, and he goes to school, and he goes on a train, and he doesn't want to plug in an external hard drive, so he builds smart previews. He edits while he's on the train, gets to class, syncs it up. Boom. Okay? I always click this. Don't import suspected duplicates. So you have less chance of having duplicates if, for those of you who have multiple shoots on a card and you already have it on there. All right, don't use these. I've done it a few times. It's just problematic. It takes a long time. And this add to collection, it'll confuse you. Stay away from that right now. Collections can get really confusing if you don't have a good base understanding of what collections does. So basically, I teach that think of collections as a project. Okay? All right, renaming. Renaming is very important because it helps cut down time if you were to have a certain structure. Okay? These are all the presets that we have here that you can choose that Lightroom gives you. I'm going to come over here to edit, and I'm just going to show you what I do. Okay, all I did was got rid of everything in here. This is the formula that we're going to build in here. Below are these little algorithms that you can insert, and it'll pop up right here. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to have everything organized by the year, month, day. You have many different options. If you had it by the other way, month, year, date, then everything will be sorted by the month, year, date, and it kind of get off a little bit. So I like to have this year, month, date. It's just very chronological, very simple. I'm going to hit insert. Now insert. This is the example of what it's going to look like. Okay, you can put an underscore, what I like to do, and I like to have my name here. Why do I like to have my name here? A few reasons. One, people clearly know it's my file. I can search for it on the internet if I were to pull things up through the metadata. Yeah, so I like to have it there. Some people like to put the shoot name. You can do that. If you were to import, insert a shoot name, it'll allow you, before you enter, before you import the images, to put a little, space, a word in there, like something shoot. Okay, now the other thing I like to do is put a file number suffix. This is the number that the camera gives. Every camera, whenever it creates a data image file, it has a number. So this is the original file number. So we can always go back and find, look for the originals by that number, unique to that. All right, and that's usually 4 digits. Before you hit done, I'm going to come up over here and save the current setting as a new preset. Generally, I put my initials, and then I go out and because I want to visually see what's happening. All right, so all I'm doing is putting what is going to happen when I create that file. And I have 4 X's for the file number, the suffix number. Hit create, now it's there, hit done. Now I have that as an option. From here going forward, I will always have that preset. Again, presets will help you do things faster. All right? All right, auto import, develop settings. If we had built that Shelly's secret sauce, if you had built it last week, it'll pop up here. But basically, things that I do to every file, you can make it as a preset and automatically select that there. Metadata, this is also something that is helpful if you want to have this on every one of your presets, images that are imported. Okay, and so you can go here and put in your information. I like to put a date just so that you know when's the last time you created and updated everything, and then you know exactly what's coming on. All right, here's my name, basic information. You don't have to do a ton of stuff, but it is helpful to have so that you can always have your information embedded in every image. All right, and all right, so all I did on the Mac was I did Alt option with my left hand and then G at the same time, and it'll put in that little copyright symbol. And so on Windows, you can hit, let's see, you're going to have to do an Alt 0169, and then that will allow you to have that G, that copyright symbol imported. All right, so we can do that. 2018 Shelly Owl, all rights reserved. Okay, put that copyrighted there. Yeah, you can just put all that stuff there. All right. If you wanted to put your phone number, you can put that there. Usually I put my phone number, my email, website, if you don't mind having all that information out there. I generally do in case somebody wants to contact you to buy an image or things like that. All right, I don't put keywords in there right now. If you wanted to have certain presets for certain things, you can. Okay, again, it's creating that preset, so now we have that preset already there. If you don't want to take the time to do that, don't worry about it. Just keep it at none. Okay, keywords. This is a time, let's say you have, if I uncheck all and I only have drones, then you can add some keywords drones. Why is that helpful? It's helpful because later on in the future, if you wanted to search for certain kinds of images, you can easily pull that up. All right, landscapes, outdoors, sunset, sunrise, headshots, person's name, but again, it has to relate to everything. So I usually try to put a few keywords in there. All right, for this situation, I'm not going to. If you want, well, let me do one, class examples. Okay, hit a comma, and you can just keep typing. All right. And then it'll keep creating.